Hey guys, Wyatt here from the Deering team at REMAX. I am here at Yacht Basin Marina here with my friend Dan VanDyke. Very cool opportunity here today. We're highlighting the Fishing with Veterans event taking place on July 13th here at Yacht Basin Marina. It's a gorgeous day, and I've had a chance to sit down with a couple veterans here, including Dan, and just kind of chat, have them tell their stories, and have them tell us a little bit about the event. So Dan, I greatly appreciate your service and want to thank you for being here.
Yeah, thanks for the interview. Appreciate it.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about yourself, maybe what you did before going to Vietnam.
Yeah.
And kind of what ended up what you ended up doing after your service.
Okay. Well, I was 69. I was in construction, working a summer on a construction crew, laying water main, stuff like that. And after that summer, rolling into 1970, I went, let me get my bearings straight, 69 actually, the summer of that year, I started college in the fall of 69 at Davenport College.
Okay.
I was going for a 2-year business degree. Had the first year all the way in, and we started looking at the second year, and I thought, well, you know what, I had enough of this, I need a break. And well, then the draft came out, I pulled a low number, my brother did too, we both got drafted. Down to Detroit, we go for our physicals, and he ended up going Army, into the Army, drafted for a 2-year hitch, and I thought, well, if I'm going to do 2 years, I'm going to maybe try something different. I went with the Navy, reserves at that time. So got shipped out of there for boot camp in Great Lakes, Chicago there. Got out of boot camp, came home for a short stint, and then they sent me to California for a damage control school where you learn firefighting, things like that.
Okay.
Spent my time out there in Oakland, California, between Frisco, and got back from that, and had a little time at home, and waited for an assignment to a ship, and that's when I got assigned to the Suribachi.
Okay.
In between some of that, there was some training going on with destroyers that we were on. One went to Cuba, and another one went to Hawaii. That was tough duty, but that was before I went on board the Suribachi.
So tell me, like, when you get drafted, like, did you and your brother, did you have a choice of which branch you were gonna head into?
Well, the Army was grabbing everybody, and the Navy you'd have to join at that time. They didn't, you didn't get drafted in the Navy, you had to join it.
Okay.
My brother just got drafted in the Army. He almost went to, big difference between him and I. He almost went to Canada, big going on at home.
Yeah.
Didn't go real well. Terrible times back then with family and everything else, but I ended up in the Navy.
Okay, so you kind of chose to enlist in the Navy as opposed to, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what were your living conditions like once you got over to Vietnam? Were you on a ship?
I was on an ammunition ship. Took us, I can't remember the exact time. It took us a long time to get there. I was out of Mayport, Florida. That's our home base.
Okay.
So we loaded up our munitions. We had to go to Newport, New Jersey to get our bombs and shells and all the stuff that we had to bring. So we went to Bayonne, New Jersey. At that time, I'll just interject this, I was supposed to get married during all this time, and I'm forgetting some of the time frames, but when the ship went up to Bayonne, New Jersey, my future wife was saying, well, are you coming home to get married or not? I said, I don't know. I'm in Bayonne, New Jersey, getting arms, and my chief petty officer said, well, VanDyke, if you can get off this ship, you can get a leave to go get married. Well, the ship stored out the farthest pier ever because of the bombs.
Right.
And he knew I couldn't get off. And he said, if you can get off, you can go home and get married. Well, I said, fair enough. One day, here come a milk truck delivering milk to the ship. And I thought, well, there's my ride. So I approached the guy that delivered the milk. He says, you can get on board if you want to ride with the crates. Went to the chief, he says, there's your ride home. So I got off, rode with the crates of milk back to the airport, got back off the pier, went to the airport, got a flight home, got married.
No kidding.
Yeah.
No kidding.
So then I met the ship in Mayport, Florida.
Okay.
Met it down there. Headed to Vietnam, we went through the Panama Canal and all that. Seems like it took 30 days to get to Hawaii to get new provisions.
Yeah.
So we got provisions in Hawaii, moored right next to the Arizona. I remember looking right down at the smokestack. And fantastic time there, looking at all that.
Yeah, yeah, I believe it.
Then on to the Philippines. Seemed like that was another 2 or 3 weeks at sea. A couple typhoons along the way, and got into the Philippines, and that's where we set up camp. We'd make probably a 3-week line swing to Vietnam, do armies at night for bombardment, and all that went on until all our munitions were gone, and we'd go back to the Philippines, get more bombs and more shells, back out. We did that from June of 71, it seems like, somewhere's in there, I don't know,
Yeah.
to January of 72, and the ceasefire got announced in 72, and that got us back home.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, did you and your brother have friends or other family that were also drafted or enlisted?
Well, we've had friends. One of the friends I got to know later in life was one of the captains here with Fishing with Veterans.
Awesome. Very cool.
Donated his time and his boat.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. So did you know anything about Vietnam as a country when you were on your way over there?
I just knew that my thinking back then was that if communism is threatening, I need to serve. So
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
that's why I went in.
Yeah, and we thank you for that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. What were some of the lessons that you learned from the war that you were maybe able to carry out through the rest of your life?
Oh, lesson from the war. Well, sacrifice.
Yeah.
Having a good reason to go into it.
Yeah.
It's a definitive goal
Yeah.
to get back out of it and to cause goodness. Vietnam was a tough time for all that.
Yeah.
Weren't recognized when you came back.
Right.
Stuff like that was tough.
So I was going to say, were you aware of the mounting protests going on back home?
Well, yeah, we heard about it. Funny part about it was I was never home to see the POWs released because we were still over there. A lot of that was going on. But we knew it was an upsetting time.
Yeah.
It was upsetting before we left. And just wasn't recognized.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Glad it's over.
Yeah.
It was behind us.
Well, welcome home.
Learn those lessons.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. I wanted to ask you about your experience with Fishing with Veterans. You said you met, a good friend through this event. Can you describe, the first year you were here, can you describe what, did you catch a lot of fish? Was the weather nice? Did you have a good time?
The fish were a bonus. Just the graciousness of all this offered up.
Yeah.
Kept you humble to what people did for you.
Yeah.
And still do. I mean, the volunteers, the sponsors, the gifts, can't say enough.
All right. Absolutely.
Goes beyond anything you can think of.
Right.
Coming in that channel for the first time, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So what do you feel? What do you think veterans feel as they leave the event?
Oh, gratitude.
Yeah.
For what people have done to show recognition to you. So, yeah.
Well deserved. Do you have any comments you'd like to share about Fishing with Veterans? Here's your opportunity in front of a camera.
Anybody that gets a chance to take that in and experience that for the camaraderie, get on board.
Yeah.
You're missing out.
Yeah. All right, so to finish this off, you fish with people from different branches, and there tends to be a little bit of, rivalry there sometimes. Can you tell me?
Well, there's a little rivalry, good camaraderie, all good fun.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. Tell me about the 3 Army vets that you.
Well, yeah, the jarheads and the swabby. You have all that.
The
swabby.
I've never heard that.
Well, we're swabbies to them. They're jarheads to us, and then we always had the CBs mixed in with all that, and part of the Navy. Got the Marines, and but all good fun and all for a good time together. Look back at that. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So they're missing out if they don't get on board. Try to get on board that.
Yeah, awesome.
A wonderful experience.
Great. Well, thank you very much, Dan.
Bet.
I appreciate you coming out here today.
Thanks for having me.
If you want any more information about Fishing with Veterans, go to fishingwithveterans.org, sign your boat up, sign your crew up, or visit thedeeringteam.com, talk to me. I'd love to give you some info, talk to Russ about this great event. So thanks for watching. Appreciate you coming out here.
You bet.